In this video, I will show you how to create and use fragments in Android application using Kotlin programming language. So let's get started. First of all, we need to create a project in Android Studio. So I'm going to create a project in Android Studio. So let's go to File menu, New Project. Here we select Empty View Activities. Next, from here, we name our applications. I call my application my fragment app, and the language which I use is Kotlin. So finish. Okay, so this is our project. So I go to the activity main.xml file, which is our user interface, and this is our main activity. So I go there and see this is the hello world. So I need to change the text here. So I go to display mode, and here instead of hello world I write fragment app, and we also need to change the text size. So I say text size is maybe 26 SV. Yep, and also I can text style is bold. So this is our user interface. So now I go to the project structure here. So I need to create fragments. So you go here in your package, right click, new. From here you can come here and find fragment. We need to create a fragment, a blank fragment. So go here and name the fragment. Like I name it my fragment 1. Whenever you create a fragment has also a user interface, an XML file like our main activity. So here the language is Kotlin, and finish. So here is our fragment, which extends from fragment class. So I don't need all these things, so I just remove all the things which we don't need actually. So we don't need this components object as well. So wow. So here I delete anything which I don't need that. So we don't need these functions with parameters. Okay, we have only now as you can see here, we only have, let me show you, we only have a method or functions on create view which connected to the fragment XML file. Let's see, we created a fragment and it also created a XML file for us. So here is the XML file. If you open that, this is XML, and I displayed blank fragment. But here, what I do here, and I call this one, I remove the text from here, and I'll say this is fragment 1. Yes. And also I need to define the text size like 20 sp, and also I need to define a background color for this fragment. So I go here, like I click black, but here I can select the color, whatever color I want. I can select from here, Android libraries, whatever I want. So from here I can click one of this, I can select one of this color, like, let's see, no, what is this color? So yeah, this one is better. So this is our first fragment. This is fragment 1. Okay, we don't need anything else. So let's create another fragment. New, we go here, fragments. In the fragment section we select blank fragment, and I call this one fragment 2. And the XML file is also fragment 2. The language is Kotlin. So finish. Again, the same way, we need to remove this code switch generated by Android Studio. So we don't need these codes. Companions objects. Yeah. So this is our functions on create view function, which is responsible to show actually the layout of the fragment. Every fragment has its own layout file and also its own life cycle. Like here, as you know, the layout inflator class is responsible to show the user interface. So here we created a variable inflator from the class of layout inflator, and we reference that variable to show us the fragment 2, which is this file, fragment2.xml. So let's select this plate mode, and here I define the background for this. Background color, like we define here, black, but I want to select from here, from custom. You can select any background you want. So let's see, yeah, okay, this is like this, a color. Okay, so use this color, and we need to change this text from elevated to this is the second, yeah, this is fragment 2. Good. And also we need to change the text size, like you can write the text size 20 sp, and also we can change the text color if you want. So text color is white, yeah, because white is more used. So we created 2 fragments here. So here we have in fragment 2, actually we have an extra curly braces. So I removed that one, and now we created 2 fragments. So let's go to the main activity main.xml file, and here for showing the fragments, we need to create 2 frame layout here. So we need to create here 2 frame layout. So I create frame layout. We have here frame layout, like I put here 180 for the weight, dp of course, and also for the height I will create 2, maybe 250. So 250 dp, we'll see later. And also I create an ID for this. So ID, we name it frame layout 1. Yeah, this is the frame layout 1. As you can see, here is a frame layout. Yeah, this is a frame layout. We can make it like this is 250. We can make it this one 300. Yeah, as you can see, it will compare. So this is our first frame layout, and we need to create the second frame layout as well. So it's not difficult. So you can copy this one actually. So I can copy and create another one. So here I got another one. Now I only need to change the ID for this. Yeah, this is okay. So here, as you can see, here is another frame layout. So here is our title. So I need to create 2 buttons here. When the user clicks the first button, it should represent the fragment 1 here, the content of fragment 1 here. If the users click on the second button, it should show the fragment 2 in this frame layout. So let's create 2 buttons. Button, okay, layout weight, I say match parent, layout height is wrap content, and I need to create an ID for this. So ID, like I say, btn1, the ID. And also I need to close this button. And also define a text, like I say text is equal to fragment 1. Yeah, this is the text. And I'll also create another button, which I copy this button. No need to write the code. So here I create another button, but change the ID because the ID should be unique. Button 2, and the text I write here is fragment 2. This is the buttons. Actually, you can see the button 1 and button 2. Look. So let's design our user interface like this is our first button, and this is the second button. Okay, so we need to connect this button to here, but before that I need to create a margin for this. Margin, I say maybe 13 dp. Okay, and for another button also I create a margin 13 dp. Yeah, this is button 1 and this is button 2. So I need to connect because it's a constant layout, so you need to connect this button here. Okay, and from this side also, and from that side also. Also this button you need to connect with app button, so from this side as well as from the right side. So whenever you are using the constant layout, you need to connect at least an element from 3 sides. So here is we need to connect this one also. So I need to make it upper, a little bit upper here. Oh, yeah, now it's okay. So I need to connect this one to button, yeah, from right. And I need to connect as well as from left side and from right side. And from bottom. This one is part of user interface design. And I connect this one also at the bottom. Yeah. Now it's okay. This is our Fragment app. Let's check your user interfaces components. It should be connected to the left side, right side, or upper side, at least three sides. So it's as you can see here, it's a constraint layout. So we need to constrain our elements. So our purpose is whenever a user clicks on fragment 1 button, it should display the fragment 1 button inside this frame layout. And whenever the user clicks on fragment 2 button, it should show the fragment 2 in this frame layout. So let's go and define, let's go to our main activity and define our buttons. So here I go in main activity, vol btn1 type of button equal to find view by id r.id.btn1. MSB create vol btn2 type button equal to find view by id r.id.btn2. Okay, and we save it. So it shows this our type button. So whenever we need to define also the events, so I will create an event for this. I say event for button 1. So here btn.button1 btn1.set on click listener. So here we need to define the logic for showing the fragment 1 into the first frame layout. So for this reason, we need first of all to create an object of frame vol fragment 1 is equal to fragment 1, the class we created. Yeah, this is a class we created already. This is the fragment 1. So here we define the object for this class. So for showing the fragment and or attaching the fragment to the to the activity, we need another class which is called fragment transaction. So we need to define vol fragment transaction or fragment transaction. As you can see, fragment transactions. Then we use here support fragment manager dot begin transaction. And this is the class which is responsible for attaching our fragment to that activity. So we need to say fragment transactions dot replace. So here we define our the first parameter is r.id.frame layout 1, as we already defined it here. I will show you just a minute. We replace with what? With our fragment 1. So here I write fragment 1 and .commit function. .commit function means it should apply the commit. It should be applied directly. So here in this replace function, the first parameter, we define our frame layout or our elements that fragment 1 should be represented in this element. So this is here fragment 1. Let me show you. Here is the frame layout and the ID is frame layout, and the first fragment will be represented here. Okay, so let's do it for another button, the same way for another button. So I also here write this is for first button. We need for second button as well. So I say event for button 2. This is event actually. Okay, event for button one. The same way I can copy and paste this one, because if you write the code, it will take time. So it is button 2 actually. So write button 2. Whenever the user click on button 2, it will create the object for fragment 2. And this one is also fragment 2. This variable I define fragment 2. So here replace the frame layout 1. No, this one we change r.id frame layout 2 to the fragment 2. That's all. This is our program. Let's run our application and see the result. So I click the run button, and yeah, the application is running, and it takes a little time. So this is how we can create actually the fragment and use it in Android application. It's very easy. It's very easy. It's not difficult. So our program is run and installed on virtual device, Android virtual device. So whenever we click fragment 1, the first button or fragment 1 button, it will show us the fragment 1. So click it. So we need to click on button 1 for fragment 1, and fragment 2, I call it the second button. It will, as you can see, this was very easy. So it will actually create more modularity. The fragment create more modularity and reusability in our program. We created these 2 fragments. We can use it in any activity we want. So this was how to create and use fragments in Android application using Kotlin language. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and like our videos, and I will upload more videos. Thank you very much.